It was an old mansion on the outskirts of town, rumored to be haunted. Clara had always been intrigued by such stories, but she had never believed in them. When she inherited the mansion from a distant relative, she decided it was the perfect opportunity for a fresh start, away from the hustle and bustle of city life. The mansion was large and dusty, filled with relics from a bygone era. Among the many items, one piece stood out, an antique mirror with an intricately carved wooden frame. It was covered in a thick layer of dust, and Clara couldn't help but feel a strange chill as she uncovered it. She decided to place it in the grand hallway, where it would serve as a focal point for the entrance. That night, as Clara tried to settle into her new home, she heard strange noises, creaks and whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. She dismissed them as the house settling, or perhaps her own overactive imagination, but as she walked down the hallway to her bedroom, she glanced at the mirror. For a brief moment, she thought she saw a shadow move behind her reflection. She spun around quickly, but the hallway was empty. Laughing it off, she went to bed. In the dead of night, Clara was awakened by a cold breeze. Her room was dimly lit by the moonlight filtering through the curtains. She noticed that the door to the hallway was slightly ajar. As she looked at the door, she saw a faint glow coming from the mirror in the hallway. Compelled by curiosity, Clara got up and walked to the mirror. As she approached, she noticed that the reflection in the mirror wasn't quite right. The hallway in the mirror looked darker, more distorted. She could see a shadowy figure standing in the hallway, but when she looked over her shoulder, there was nothing there. Heart pounding, Clara tried to convince herself it was just a trick of the light. She reached out to touch the mirror's surface, but before she could make contact, the shadowy figure seemed to step closer to the glass, its eyes glinting with malevolence. Suddenly, the temperature in the hallway plummeted, and Clara's breath turned into visible puffs of mist. The shadow in the mirror began to reach out toward her, its fingers elongating grotesquely. Clara stumbled backward, her eyes wide with terror. The shadowy figure in the mirror was now pressing against the glass, its face twisted into a grotesque grin. Clara turned to flee, but the door slammed shut with a deafening bang. She was trapped. Desperate, Clara tried to break the mirror with anything she could find, but it was as if the mirror was impervious to her attempts. The shadow began to emerge from the glass, its dark form twisting and contorting as it came closer. With a final, terrified scream, Clara threw a heavy object at the mirror. The glass shattered into 1,000 pieces, and the shadow dissipated with an eerie wail. Clara collapsed on the floor, her heart racing, as the pieces of the mirror lay scattered around her. In the morning, Clara found herself alone in the hallway. The shattered mirror had disappeared, leaving only the empty space where it once stood. The chill in the air remained, a reminder of the dark presence that had once been trapped behind the glass. Clara decided to leave the mansion behind, unable to shake the feeling that something dark still lingered within its walls. She left, but the story of the mirror and the shadow would haunt her dreams forever.